Oh, that's better. Hi everyone, I'm Mimi May Dolan and you're very welcome to my channel. In today's video I have for you my top 5 river dance moments so far. If you're new to my channel, please hit subscribe and hit the bell to be notified on all my future videos. I think you don't even realise how much it helps me whenever you do hit that subscribe or like button. It helps push and promote my channel for more people to see it and get involved with the channel, and it really does help. So to everyone who has hit all the like buttons and hit subscribe, thank you so much. I hope you really enjoy this video, and have I got anything else to say? Let's get started. Oh, I do have something else to say, yes. So, these are in no real order of like my favourite moment to my least favourite moment. Instead, they're in kind of the order in which they happened. Okay, now we can start. So, my first favourite moment is definitely my first ever tour with Riverdance. And this happened in November 2016 when I was 18 years old and headed off to China. First of all, I was just unbelievably excited to be a part of Riverdance. I couldn't quite believe that this had happened to me, that I was going to get to join the cast and dance alongside people who had inspired me for many years, and also just get to dance the show that has inspired me to work hard as a dancer my entire life. I really couldn't believe that I had got to this moment. When I first got there, I instantly started to notice the different smells and the different atmosphere, the different culture, and although it was so interesting and exciting to me, I also did immediately feel a little bit homesick. And just like, I was obviously nervous for the first day of rehearsals that was coming the next day, but also nervous to be somewhere that was so completely different. My phone wasn't really working because my Facebook and Google and Instagram and Snapchat, all of that wasn't working in China. I had to get a VPN for it to work. And you know, the time difference was quite huge between myself and my family, so I was adjusting to all this pretty quickly. And again, my first day of rehearsals, my first ever show was all coming up. And I done my first ever show and it was amazing. It really was an outstanding feeling. But I think about 2 weeks later, there was probably a show that felt unbelievable. Like your first show, you that night you sit in bed. And I do remember with my roommate Robin and I saying like, we're in Riverdance, like we done it, we're in Riverdance, but also like, oh, I didn't do that right and that wasn't good and that wasn't good and I need to fix that. It was amazing. Like I got to really fully be immersed in a new culture. I had to learn what foods I like, where to get them, like in the street food markets or in Western restaurants, like which one's better. A learning experience. I got to go see the Great Wall of China. I done Christmas in China, which of course I missed my family, but it was also, I was with all my friends and we tried to make the most of it. I went to Beijing, Shanghai was incredible, and we finished it in Macau for 2 weeks. So we got to be in the sun in kind of Vegas. It really is just like someone copied Vegas and put it in Macau. And we were chilling out in the sun during the day, dancing the show at night. There was 12 new cast members on this tour and we really just gelled, and oh, it was incredible. And we also had all the amazing experienced cast members and they brought us in, welcomed us in, taught us really how to survive. So yeah, it was just really incredible. I hope I summed that up properly. So my next top moment, and this really is a very special one, and that was whenever I was told that I would be training in as a lead dancer in Riverdance. So just to set the scene for you, I'd finished that first tour in China and I went back to competitive Irish dancing just to keep me in shape and fit and healthy, and I was also studying for exams. So dancing has always been a huge escape for me, so I decided I was going to do the World Championships. And the World Championships was happening in April 2017. So I placed 4th, and as I was going up for my presentation, it was actually going to be presented by our Associate Director from Riverdance, Porrick Moyles. But as I was walking on stage to get my medal and my trophy and my sash and all that stuff, Porrick was putting the medal around my neck and he said to me, "We're going to train you in as a lead dancer." And my legs just went so shaky. I put my hands to my face and I was just like, did I actually hear that? Is that what he said? And the whole way through the presentation was, when I was standing with my trophy, I was just like, did I hear that? Is that right? Is this happening to me? I can't wait to tell my parents. I was so excited and grateful, and I was just standing there thinking to myself, I've watched all the lead dancers, Jean Butler, Eileen Martin, Joanne Doyle, Emma Warren, Maggie Darlington, Ciara Sexton, Chloe Turner, Lauren Smith, and I've been so inspired by them, and I've so wanted to be them. And then I was like, I'm going to be part of that list, or hopefully, if I'm good enough, people will associate me as part of that list. And I couldn't believe it. And as a 19-year-old getting news like that, it really is just unbelievable. I don't really have any other word for it. I was completely shocked. It just took me by surprise. And whenever I kind of settled and worked it out, I just thought to myself, this is going to be the hardest I have ever worked on my dancing, to make sure I am the best I can possibly be at this role that I hope will inspire dancers after me. But what I will say is that I think I'm still improving and growing, and I still have so much more to give to the lead role. So I learned very quickly, being trained in as a lead, that there's endless amount of work that you can do, an endless amount of opportunity to improve. And I'm very grateful for that moment, and it really has set up the course of my life now, that everything that I do kind of evolved, being able to call myself a principal dancer in Riverdance, and it has made me very confident and proud, and very proud to be an Irish dancer and someone who worked hard as an Irish dancer. So yes, being told I'd be a lead dancer in Riverdance was definitely a top moment. So my next top moment isn't really necessarily a moment, but it is an opportunity that I've got to have for the last 3 summers. And unfortunately we didn't get to have it this year because of the coronavirus pandemic, but that is dancing in the beautiful Gaiety Theatre in Dublin. So growing up as someone who admired Riverdance, you knew that Riverdance performed in the Gaiety Theatre every summer, and you know that's where people go to see Riverdance, and you just think to yourself, oh wow, I would love to dance in that kind of, I would love to dance in the home of Riverdance. So even when I joined the show in November 2016, people were always talking about the Gaiety and what it's like to dance in the Gaiety and getting an offer to dance in the Gaiety, and you know, I just really wanted to do it. Like I dreamt of dancing Riverdance in the Gaiety Theatre. Little did I know on my first tour that the first time to dance on opening night in the Gaiety Theatre, I would be dancing as lead. So the Gaiety Theatre holds a very special place in my heart, as it is where I performed my first ever lead performance, and both my parents were there to see it. And of course, like, even just saying that one sentence, it was the first place I performed lead, is a huge reason why I love dancing there. But also there is this atmosphere and this uniqueness about the Gaiety Theatre. The audience are so close to you, it is so intimate. You can hear them almost talking about the show, you can hear them react, you can see people with tears in their eyes. You're so close to audience, it's incredible. It's where I've performed for all my greatest family and friends. They came every summer to see me dance. It's also, you're on the same stage every night, so you really grow and learn how to perform for this audience on this stage that you know so well. You have your dressing room that you know and you love, and there's something magical about waking up in Dublin every morning and heading in to dance in the Gaiety Theatre. As well as that, it's where, as a summer school student, I saw Riverdance. It's like, I just associate it with all my biggest moments. I also got to do a few weeks of dance captain in the Gaiety Theatre, or I get to do the River Dance-a-thon every year, where we raise money for a chosen charity, and it's a very special day because you have hundreds of young Irish dancers and the Riverdance cast coming together for 12 hours to raise as much money as they can for a charity. So to be a part of that every year has been so special. It's where I get to teach as part of the summer school, and it's really just a place, like, and this might sound strange, but the Gaiety Theatre is where I feel like I have grew up. I was first there when I was 19, and I spent my last summer there as a 21-year-old, and it's just really where I have like become very independent and lived in the city, away from home, and just fell in love with Dublin and fell in love with what I'm doing. So I absolutely love Dublin and I love dancing in the Gaiety Theatre. So it's definitely my home away from home, and it's definitely my home within Riverdance. So, and the staff in the Gaiety are so lovely. So it's just kind of, I have endless things about why I love dancing in the Gaiety. So it is definitely one of my top moments of Riverdance. Okay, my next top moment is definitely a huge one, and that was dancing for the Pope when he came to visit Ireland in August 2018. And I was very lucky that alongside Bobby Hodges, I was the principal dancer, where we performed in Croke Park. Like, wow! Like, what a dream come true to perform in Croke Park. If there was anywhere in the world that I wanted to perform in, was Croke Park, the Three Arena, and Radio City Music Hall and the Gaiety Theatre. But yeah, to dance in Croke Park to nearly 90,000 people in a live audience. My mum, my dad, my little sister were there. It was a global television audience of millions of people, and you know, it's that idea that you're going to be part of history is very special. And there was the Riverdance performance in Croke Park for the Special Olympics, and the lead dancers were Joanne Doyle and Brendan de Golly, and I have watched them over and over and over again. It was probably one of the videos of Riverdance I watched most. So I knew this was going to be very similar, and I just couldn't believe that I was getting to do this. As well as, of course, dancing for the Pope was huge and so significant and such a big milestone for me. There was 500 young Irish dancers around the stadium. There was about 100 of the Riverdance cast on stage dancing in perfect unison. So it was a huge day for not only me but everyone who was there, and it was very fun. It was very exciting. I definitely was very overwhelmed. I remember kind of crying and being so excited when I came off stage. Like, I just performed for 90,000 people. Like, I had that applause of 90,000 people. That is a lot. Most exciting few minutes, and that's always the thing. You always want it to last longer and you always want to do it again. Also another moment that I am so grateful for and really proud of and very humbled and honoured to be a part of. I think it's a magical video. If you haven't watched it yet, I'll link it in the description below. Go have a little watch. It's a very emotional and beautiful performance of Riverdance. Okay, so we are at my final top moment, and this possibly is my biggest moment for me in my entire career, possibly the biggest moment I'll ever have, and that is performing as the principal dancer for the 25th anniversary gala performance of Riverdance in the Three Arena in front of the original cast, including Jean Butler, as well as family and friends and people I love, and everyone that's ever really been associated with Riverdance, all the creatives and directors and producers, and it was crazy. But also it was being filmed for a cinema release and just being filmed in general. And this is kind of like, it's this thing that as a dancer you always want to be that girl that is kind of filmed as a lead dancer that people are going to watch, because as a little girl you watch people over and over again. So in my head I'm like, is someone going to watch me over and over again? And it's also, you get to watch it, like you get to see what you look like and how you dance, and it's a little bit of history that you have to always be able to watch back on and say, I done that, that was me who danced that, this is how I danced. And it was 25 years of Riverdance, and the show has been revamped for 25 years and it looks incredible, it feels incredible to be a part of. I'm talking so fast. Cast were there to watch us, and we give them a guard of honour just before we kind of got into warm-up time for the show, and just giving them a guard of honour and watching them walk in one by one, and just thinking that I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for any of you that believe so much in Riverdance. None of us would get to have this amazing experience. So I was just overwhelmed. I cannot believe I'm going to dance for these people, and I hope they like me and I hope I perform okay. As well as that, there's these giant cranes on both sides, like literally like this, on both sides of the stage, recording everything, as well as cameras all over the stage, cameras in front in the audience. I had the BBC One documentary Born to Riverdance being filmed. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it in the description below, as well as my video on myself reacting to that documentary. So there was so much going on, but it was definitely just, I loved the adrenaline, the excitement, the stress, the nerves, the pressure. The rehearsals were amazing. 2 weeks in the studio with a giant cast, because we had to have a bigger cast for the humongous stage that we had. And watching, you know, the numbers like Really Around the Sun, Heartland, Riverdance be stretched and made bigger for the big stage, like adding people into these numbers, watching that process was so fun and so unique to be a part of. So I'm going to blabber because there's so many things I loved about being part of the 25th anniversary of Riverdance. It was just the most extraordinary occasion to be a part of. I wish I could fully explain the different feelings I went through, but at the end of it all, I was just so proud, and I cried when I came off stage, and I cried the next day, and every day it comes into my head how lucky I was to be a part of it, how proud I am to be a part of it, how special it is, and how excited, I'm so excited to get back on stage with Riverdance and dance even better. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please hit the like button, and again, if you're new to my channel, please hit subscribe and hit the bell to be notified on all my future videos. Comment below what you think was the greatest moment in this video. Also, please comment what videos you want to see from me next. If you're using a desktop, you will see I've put videos here on the screen for you to check out next. Please check out some of my other videos and get to know me a little bit better. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! In today's video,